to see RecurPost honor us as a case study of their system. I can't say enough great things about this system. We have avoided social media mass production and automation for a very, very, very long time. We want to make sure that our content is awesome and that it's ready to honor those who we work with, and we don't want to produce more noise and bad results for people. We want to produce great content. And so they've gone ahead, and I told them, I said, guys, anything you guys want to do with our content and with our brand and how we've benefited from you, please maximize it. And so they've done just that. And RecurPost was one of many systems we were looking at potentially investing in for social media distribution. I'll show you the comparison chart real quick. We were looking at Metricool, we're looking at Social Oomph, we're looking at Meet Ager, we're looking at Publer, I think it's called, Nestify, Buffer. There's Hootsuite, and lots of different realities of what we're looking through. And when it came down to it, RecurPost was like, they were such a valuable team beyond the SaaS. They got their documentation down. They know how their system works real well. My team picked the system up, was able to use it super easily. They've been friends to us. Like, we have an actual relationship with this software company. And they didn't have to dive in and do this for us. We're a small paying client. We don't have any like fancy major enterprise solution with them, and they treat us like we are Nike. They treat us like we are a Google in the world. And so I hope you get the chance to look and see like how the process works. If you're in the position to where you're ready for your message to go out there at scale, within a matter of, because we have our podcast, right? We have this continual availability of video content and a great production team, and our content is relevant, highly relevant to the guests that we have on our show and their guests, right? Because I'm interviewing a guest who is a leader of other leaders out there. When they promote that to their people, it means a lot to hear what their vision is and hear what their purpose is. And so this cycle just like continually gives, and it's a ripple effect. Well, with all that content, it took me and a couple of team members a couple of hours to plan the process. Then after we'd been planning the process and going through and looking at the basics of these different systems, once we decided on RecurPost and decided to launch with it, it took us maybe a total of 3 to 4 hours to communicate with their team and make sure that every nuance was accounted for to ensure that our posts were great. And the byproduct of that, more than 30,000 posts scheduled this year. And there was one small thing that needed to be done. Once those posts were created, they were scheduled, they were put in an automation cycle. Why? Because not everybody sees your social media. In fact, probably less than 1%. I don't know the stats. They probably do. But one of my friends might see that post today. And then in a month from now, if that post comes back out, a different friend or maybe 2 or 3 friends will see that post. But there's so many people out there producing noise and producing content that the likelihood of your post being seen today or your episode being watched today is not high. So it's very important to create evergreen cycles, and you're not spamming or bombarding people because people don't use social media to consume one page. They have a feed that's about what's going on live and relevant today. And if your content is just as relevant and powerful today as it was last month, then you should be putting it out there again. And that's really what this system allows us to do, is just recycle that content. And in addition, because it's collaborative in nature, the content, because each one of these leaders were on our show and they benefit from seeing that we're promoting their vision again, guess what? Well, all we have to do is tag them. And when we tag them in those posts, it tags them for the recurring cycle, so that next month it tags them again, and the next month it tags them again. And it's their best message that they're putting out there on our show. And because it's their best message, guess what? They then share it again with their audience. And so it's creating just that. In fact, let me pause this. Awesome. So let's look at Slack. Here's what I just posted with my own team to celebrate this. We don't like to celebrate our stuff publicly because we're not about ourselves. We're about the results we get for others. This is the results we got thanks to RecurPost. That's why I'm like, hey, let's share this, because what they do is cool. Check this out. So in a period of, it says yesterday, Mike commented on the link that you shared, right? Studio T Urban Dance Academy. This is Miss T shared the post. Kenobi shared a post, right? That's Monday, that's Tuesday, that's yesterday. I think that was probably Wednesday of the week. Monday, here's T. Sandiford jumping in and sharing that post on her own channel as well. Kareem Abel-Naga shared his post on August 10th. These sharings that are happening, Hashimoto's and hyperthyroid nutritional therapist and health coach, they shared the post about theirs. This is all taking place with people sharing our posts because they're appreciating the fact that we're honoring them. And we wouldn't be able to do this at scale without a system like RecurPost. But with RecurPost, we've been able to go from one piece of content per day, if we were lucky, on a couple of our social media platforms, to most of our social media platforms. I think it's 6 to 7 platforms with over 15 posts scheduled per day. Again, if your head and heart is saying like, whoa, that's too many posts for people to see, people don't see it. People are not going to see all of your content. They're only going to see the content that's hyper relevant to them. So if you're not maximizing the amount of posts that you're putting out there, or your posts just look like you spamming and begging people, please come try our free product. Please come have our free consultation. Hey, guess what, everybody? I'm giving away free. It's exhausting. People are tired of hearing that in the market. They want substance and value, and they need to be able to see you more. So if you're countering the idea of, I don't want to piss people off, and I don't want to overwhelm people with just constant offers, then start interviewing people about what matters a lot to them, and then start promoting that on a repeat once a month cycle. And the whole system will create a process where other people will say, you know what? I kind of want to belong to a process like that. And that's exactly what's happening with us and for us thanks to this. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Alex Hermosi, who revealed how he expanded his social media game plan, because that 45-minute video on YouTube that I watched at like 2:30 in the morning 6 months ago, it was what planted the seed to help me cultivate and think through how we're going to go about that with our brand to make sure that we're honoring people the way that he does, and what systems are we going to use to do this. So RecurPost, Krunal, you've been a phenomenal support. I mean, I really should name everybody, Dinesh, everybody who's helped with our process of launch. I have never had a better software launch and a better team to help us launch our softwares. And in a world where SaaS is often driven by companies that do not understand the value of personalized customer support, this is a team that is doing everything the right way. I'm very excited for where RecurPost is headed. I'm not paid to do this, so that you guys know. I'm just a super fan, and in fact, I pay them to be able to do this. And I can't recommend the software and the culture enough. This is the wave of the future for social media. Take care, everybody.